Well, hello, it's me, that divination witch. Ooh. I hope you're all doing well. I'm back with a witchy video. Now, I'm actually here to start off a new series. Apologies if I sound a bit funny. I have been a bit sick at time of filming, but I'm alright. Life goes on. I'll be fine. However, yes, I am here with a new series because if you don't know who I am, I am a pagan witch. And I'm called that divination witch for a reason. I enjoy doing readings for people, and I do so many, I've lost count. And over the years, I've had the absolute privilege and honour to speak with so many different spirits, whether they be deities, angels, demons, guardians, spirit guides. I've spoke with ancestors of people, you name it. I may have spoke with that deity or person or someone at least like that. Therefore, I feel starting off this series, I think people will find value in it to see my point of view and how I see things and experience spirits, and also it might be, well, educational, let's say, because for me, I call it the middle line, the grey area. I don't see any deity, spirit, demon, angel as inherently good or inherently bad. We're all capable of both. We all have light and dark in us. Some of us might be more polarised to one side of the spectrum than the other. For me, I'm very much in the middle. So with that being said, I'm going to kick off this series and talk about my experience with Lucifer. Yes, meaning Lucifer, the fallen angel, the devil, whatever you want to call him. Let's talk about him. If you're new here, hello, hi. My name's Sarah. I go by that divination witch online. I started on TikTok, just posting readings, and over the years I've branched out here. I'm on YouTube, and I love being here on YouTube. I share my story, I share my journey, information I've learned, and I just try and be down to earth. And if you like that, please hit subscribe. And I've also got a link tree below. If you are interested in getting a reading from me, I've got an Etsy store as well as a Patreon service. So I'd be grateful if you could check it out. Thank you. Okay, so Lucifer. He is known as I said at the beginning, a fallen angel, a devil, the devil, a demon, but also a god and a light bringer, a knowledge bearer. He is multifaceted and he's very complex. He is more than meets the eye. Now, I've never worked with him one-on-one. He's never been a part of my personal spirit team, but I've spoke with him over the years several times for other people in deity confirmations. He's came through in readings. He's came through for readings for me even, just giving me a little bit of advice, I suppose. If you were to look at him through a Christian or Abrahamic religion lens, people would say that yes, he is charming because he wants to fool you. He wants to, seduce you. He wants to bring you over to the dark side. In my experience with him, he has always been very down to earth. Yes, he has been charming and very polite, and his attitude is suave, let's say, in the most respectful way. He's a very handsome man. That's how he presents himself to me. I'm not saying he doesn't have any other forms, because deities, they present to us in the way that we feel is the most appropriate and comfortable. Even Hecate does that. But Lucifer to me normally presents as a young man, maybe in his 20s, 30s, normally blonde hair, very well dressed. I don't always see his clothes, but he normally presents as a human, wearing a shirt, wearing dress trousers, that kind of thing. But sometimes I just see his face, I just see his aura, and his aura is always light. And again, looking through a Christian mindset, they say the light is deceiving and all this stuff. But to me, having experienced him, I've never once felt an evil or bad vibe from him. He is very strict. He doesn't suffer fools. He will tell you how it is. And if you are not willing to listen, then he is one who will, let's say, give you the hard lessons. And perhaps that's why he can be known as the devil or a demon, because he will lead you through fire if you have to go through fire. You know, he isn't going to sugarcoat things. He doesn't handhold. It doesn't mean he doesn't care. Doesn't mean he doesn't value us as humans or as people, as practitioners, but his lessons are strong. His lessons are to do with self-worth, because he was somebody who was supposed to have fallen for being too prideful, for being too full of himself, kind of thing. That does come across in his attitude, not in a bad way. He's not full of himself, but he is very confident and very strong, and he wants us to feel like that. A lot of the left-hand path, which he is a big integral part of, is about service to self. It's about treating yourself as a god, as an extension of source. And he very much stands in the value of that. And I am sure there is darker sides to him that I have never met or experienced, because I've never worked with him or had to work with him so far, at least. And I am not disregarding anyone else's point of view. But to me, he is not the red-horned devil. He is not Satan. He is himself, a gentleman. He has always been very polite to me. Now, with that being said, I do feel in the modern age, and this is again my opinion, there are a lot of people, especially young women, who say they're involved with him romantically. Let's just say it like that. Now, to each their own. That is something that can and does happen with any deity. And I'm not there to say you're full of crap and that's not possible. But what I will say from my experience with him is that there are a lot of people who are interested in him, and I'm not saying he's not interested back, but what I am saying is it's rare. In my experience, there's a lot of times he's tired of that. In my experience, that people get the wrong end of the stick. He isn't someone who is full of lust, although he accepts that is something that humans experience, and the infernal divine experience. He himself does, of course, but he's not a demon of lust. He is not a god of lust or love. He is the knowledge bringer. He's the light bringer. He's a guide. He's very much, if you are going to be going into demonology in the left-hand path, he is very much a gatekeeper, per se. The way I see the infernal divine is kind of like their own pantheon. The same with angels. You have leaders at the top. He is one of the leaders, and it's not just him. There are other, gateways into that path. But there's whole movements under his name, like Luciferianism. There's got to be that for a reason, you know? So he isn't all just about lust, and he isn't wanting to just sleep with the world, sort of thing. He is about knowledge and enlightenment, but he's also, I feel like he's here with me now. He's saying that dark side of him is, it's dog eat dog. So it's very much, yes, empower yourself, but prove yourself as well. He wants people to fight for themselves, to stick up for themselves, and it's a grey area as to what is good and bad. His moral compass is very different to ours. He looks at things more from the outside in, more practical. Something that could be cutthroat to one person, if it's for the greater good, well, why don't you do it? But yes, he is, as I say, a very complex man. He isn't just a fallen angel. He is a god in his own right. There is other people who are similar to him. He is often compared with Horus. the Kemetic god, the Egyptian god, Horus. And it goes to show that humanity's perception of things really does have a bearing on how we react to certain gods and deities and demons and fallen angels and whatever. Because Horus in the Kemetic and Egyptian mythologies and religion is a good guy. He is a protector, he's a saviour. Now he's also ruled over by the planet Venus, and he's also known as the morning star, just like Lucifer. They're both knowledge bearers and light bringers. Lucifer was a Roman god as well. He was the god of the dawn, the morning star. That's where that comes from. And the Lucifer that I have met and known, that comes through in readings, it's like he's took on the Christian Abrahamic, I'm thinking Dante's Inferno sort of vibe, as well as the God vibe. He isn't, at least the aspect of him I have met, he isn't, like I say, the devil with red horns and whatever. Does Lucifer want your soul? No. Does any demon want your soul? To my knowledge, no. They're like any deity. Well, does any deity want your soul? No. Wanting something is different to needing, and it's different to willingly giving. He isn't someone who always operates in deals and pacts, and I feel like that's a common misconception when it comes to demonology. You know, you can speak with a fallen angel or a demon the same way you can speak with an angel. And yes, if you're looking at it through this Abrahamic lens, people say that they're going to deceive you and trick you and whatever. You've got to willingly give up your soul. You've got to willingly enter into an agreement with any deity. He doesn't, sorry, to my knowledge, he doesn't come asking for that outright. There may be some people who decide they want to do that. People decide they want to do that with Hecate too. I mean, it's not for everyone. It isn't. I wouldn't do that. Definitely not even for Hecate. Like, my soul is mine. Deities don't really want that. Even the darker polarized ones do not want your soul. Like, that's a scaremongering mythology that came about with especially the Middle Ages. And, well, it's not something that they find value in my experience. I mean, there's other deities and demons I can talk about, and probably will at some point on this channel, that are known for eating people's souls. I mean, one lady springs to mind, and I was a bit afraid of her. And I would say I'm a more intermediate to advanced practitioner in experience with these spirits, but no. She explained to me that no, she's not going to just take anyone's soul here. Some deities have to do the nitty-gritty sort of jobs where if you were, say, an extreme a-hole in your life, if you were a murderer or something like that, you know, without it being justified, then maybe that's part of your punishment, to have your soul claimed or eaten and things like this. As dark as that is, I mean, there's a dragon in Norse mythology called Nidhogg who sits at the bottom of Yggdrasil, the tree of life, and he eats the souls of sinners. You know, that dragon, Lucifer, you know, they may have similar roles as to, right, if you're an ultimate a-hole, then yes, we may claim your soul. And there is also the whole, throughout history, thing about animals and sometimes people being sacrificed. He does not want things sacrificed to him, especially in the modern age. Definitely, that's highly illegal and highly effed up to be doing that. And yes, there are effed up individuals who may believe in that, but I'm thinking of the old school, say Aztec gods, for example, where that was commonplace. Souls on the other side, you know, may stick with the deity if they, this is what I've been passed on anyways, when I've spoken with not just Lucifer but other deities similar. If someone or something, an animal, is sacrificed to a deity, the soul is then brought to said deity, but it doesn't mean that the deity hangs on to them. Let's just say that. He doesn't have like a myriad of people hanging around him all the time. You know, if there has been anyone ever in history sacrificed to him, well, he's not keeping them. You know, free will exists and it's the universal law. And even in the most heinous of acts and heinous of times where things like that have happened, deities have no claim over you unless you yourself willingly give that up. That's a video for another time, I suppose, and that's just what I want to say. Now, to finish off, I'm not saying he's all sunshine and rainbows, definitely not. He is not somebody to infantilize. That's the way another demon king put it across to me. I feel like you've got two extremes when it comes to fallen angels and demons. You know, you've got the edgelordy people who are like, I'm so badass because I work with them, blah blah blah, and then you've got the fearmongers as well, saying that, you know, oh, it's the devil and the tricksters and they're gonna hurt you and all this. What was it? Oh yes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's what I was looking for, that saying. And it's very true. Sometimes the most powerful archangel, I'm thinking of Michael, who I've also met sorry, several times. Amazing energy too. Michael is very much a warrior, very much someone who smites evil. And what is evil? So you could be a casualty of war in that regard. You know, if say you're, I don't know, you were just too close to somebody who was doing something not so nice. You know, sometimes deities, angels, demons get things wrong as well. You know, you could have the best intentions but still harm someone without meaning to, you know. That's with anything in life. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is he's not all bad, but he's not all good either, you know. My experience of him, like I say, he always presents as a man to me, very charming, very polite, doesn't mince words, doesn't hold hands. He doesn't want to be this fluffy romantic guy people portray him as, because he's not that 9 times out of 10. Show him respect and he can help you grow within your own power, help you grow within your own knowledge. What aspect of him you end up working with, well, that's between you and him. It's not for me to say. You know, he may have darker sides to him, like I say, that I have not met, but he may have lighter sides as well. Just saying. Yes, he is someone who values pride. You should take pride in yourself. And what is wrong with that? Anything else that I need to tell you? I don't think so. Yeah, I've never worked with him, but I have experienced him several times. And yeah, if you are ever going to be embarking on the left-hand path, you will probably meet him. If you work with any other darker spirits, he may pop up because he is one of the leaders, one of the gatekeepers per se, gatekeepers of knowledge. It's just like if you work with Hellenic gods, you're probably going to meet Zeus. If you work with Norse gods, you're probably going to meet Odin. Doesn't mean it's forever. It may just be a conversation. But they like to check in, especially if they are leaders of a pantheon or a group of spirits. That's how hierarchy works, isn't it? If there's any deity you're interested in or want me to talk about, please let me know. You know, I've got a plethora of people I have spoke with. Some you may have heard of, some not. But he was here from yesterday. He came through for someone, and I feel like he wanted to go first. So there you go. He's gone first. Let me know what you think. And until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.